Real quick video to answer a question I've been getting a lot lately, which is how many sets should I be doing when doing overcoming isometric training? Now, the simple thing to do would be just to equate time and tension. Like, okay, if you do so many sets of so many reps of a dynamic exercise, then you do this many reps and sets of an isometric and so forth, and you can kind of science it out. But I have a much simpler solution for this. See, several years ago, I came to the realization that one specific number of sets isn't always going to fit the bill for everybody in every workout, and even for every exercise. Some exercises you might want more sets, some you may want fewer. And the reason is because whenever we're doing strength exercise, we have this kind of curvature to our performance. We have this ramp up period where we're kind of getting into the groove, or warming up, our nervous system's getting more active. And in this period, our performance is improving. Then we kind of hit a peak. And that's when we are full on everything we've got. We can put as much as we want into the exercise. And this is where we're getting the strongest stimulus from our training, and then we have a downward cascade as we become progressively more fatigued and tired. This curvature can change and vary depending on any number of circumstances: how long you've been recovering for, what kind of exercise you're doing, how good is your sleep, and just your mental state at the time, 100 things. So prescribing one particular number of sets, like 3, is kind of like saying you should drive your car at a very set speed and never slow down or speed up according to your conditions. So that's why whenever I'm working out, particularly with isometrics, I'm just paying attention to basically how well I'm engaging and working my muscles. If I'm feeling better about what's going on and now the tension's increasing and I can really have more control of the exercise, I keep going. It doesn't matter if I've done 2 sets or 5 sets already. I'm just gonna keep riding that wave. And then when I'm at that peak, I'm gonna give it everything I've got. But once I start to notice a downgrade in my performance, of my muscles aren't tensing as much as I like, my reps are really decreasing if I'm doing a dynamic exercise, or if I'm using the Dragon Door iso chain and I'm just struggling to get that little beep to go consistently, I know I'm on that kind of downward slope and I know it's time to kind of wrap things up. Using a flexible approach also takes the pressure off from your workouts, because if you say, okay, you can only do 1 or 2 hard sets, then you feel you've got to rush this upgrading style warm-up period, and you may not be in that type of mode at that time. You could be tired, you could be hungover, you could just be like, I need a while to kind of get into this workout. I'm not going to be able to do that if I limit myself to only 1 or 2 sets. But on the other hand, it helps you escape from the requirement of unnecessary volume, because if I said, okay, do 10 sets, for example, and you've reached that high peak period, and now you're just slogging through lots of downgrade and just beating yourself up, you're not necessarily creating any sort of productive stimulus, and you're just wearing yourself out. It also prevents you from pacing yourself too much, because I like to go pretty intense and really give my muscles as much hard work as possible. And I know if I'm like, nope, you gotta do 8 sets or 6 sets, I'm gonna start to kind of pace myself, which is going to decrease the amount of intensity I bring to each set. So it just becomes more of like running a marathon instead of the intensity of running a sprint. So give this freestyle approach to sets a shot. Here are a couple workouts to give a try if you want to play around with it with both isometric and dynamic exercises in the same workouts. Check out my book, Overcoming Isometrics, and let me know if you have questions down below in the comments section. Be fit and live free.